Did you know in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, the Dementor scene on the Hogwarts Express almost had eyes raining from the sky instead of ice forming on the window? Director Alfonso Cuarón had the idea when the Dementors reached the vicinity of the Hogwarts Express, the rain would turn to ice. However, due to his thick Mexican accent, the visual effects team misheard ice as eyes. They went as far as to draft a storyboard, which depicted eyes appearing to fall from the sky, which they presented to a stunned Cuarón, who instantly corrected their hilarious mistake. Did you know in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, Henry Cavill had only 43 lines of dialogue in all of the movie? 42 if you don't count his scream at the end. For a star with top billing, that's shockingly little dialogue. In fact, the most he spoke was at the Lex Luthor party scene. But even then, it was a mere 5 lines of dialogue. In all, only about 6 of Cavill's lines were more than 2 sentences long, and there were a surprising number of scenes where Superman's present but didn't say a word. Interestingly, another important character in the movie, Wonder Woman, also had just 34 lines of dialogue. Did you know in Deadpool, they tried to make a reference to Spider-Man? Originally, they wanted to make a reference to the idea of Deadpool's mask actually being a Spider-Man costume mask that was turned inside out. Obviously, this was cut due to the complicated rights of Spider-Man, which was owned by Sony at the time, and later partly owned by Disney. Did you know in Kung Fu Panda, one of the key locations in the movie was a peach tree, because it's a symbol of immortality in Chinese culture. In the movie's mythology, it was Oogway who planted the peach tree 1,000 years ago when he first came to China. Peach blossom and peach tree leaves are used in Taoist magic. The wood of the peach tree is also said to ward off evil, and Oogway's staff is made from the peach tree's wood. Did you know in Home Alone, the iconic screaming face was actually an accident? No matter what, Macaulay Culkin will never be able to move past being Kevin in Home Alone given how popular the Christmas film was and still is today. There is one moment that stands out from the rest, which is the scream into the mirror after Kevin applies his father's aftershave. This image was so iconic that it was used as the poster for the film. However, it was an accident, as Culkin was supposed to take his hands off his face before screaming and forgot to. Did you know in Terminator 2: Judgment Day, the line, "I need a vacation," was improvised? Schwarzenegger's known for his irreverent quips, so it's no surprise that he throws in a few ad-libs now and then. Even if we ignore the irony of a cyborg that does not feel pain or emotion needing a break from its job, this line is noteworthy for being an exact copy of one Schwarzenegger had uttered a year earlier in Kindergarten Cop. This spur-of-the-moment line was worth its weight in gold, given Arnold was essentially paid over $21,000 per word for this film. About 700 words for a $15 million salary. Did you know in Encanto, Mirabelle is the first ever animated Disney female main character to wear glasses? Voiced by Stephanie Beatrice, main character Mirabelle is the only Madrigal family member without superpowers until later in the film. However, the power she holds in representation transcends off-screen, as she's the first female lead to wear glasses in a Disney movie. Mira in Spanish means look, and this symbolizes one of her main characteristics, at being able to look at things and people with a different perspective. Did you know in Saint Maud, she uses a very real but outdated method of atonement that has been seen in other films? After Maud has her one-night stand and drinks, she actually puts nails in her shoes to atone for her sins. In real life, this outdated Christian method of atonement is called corporal mortification. We've seen it 2 times before though, once in Da Vinci's Code and also in Stephen King's Carrie.